everybody. How's your Tuesday going? Welcome to Take 5 as we do our second installment in the Sermon on the Mount. We really didn't get much into it yesterday, just a bit of an introduction. This morning I want to give you a little bit of an overview, read some of the pertinent issues that I think relate to us and to this sermon as we understand the Christian ethic that we are called for in this sermon. If you haven't yet, you might want to take some time outside of our Take 5, read Matthews 5, 6, and 7. Read it all in one setting. This is the Sermon on the Mount. It actually doesn't take very long. Many scholars probably think that it was probably edited down a little bit, but this is what we've got. These are the scriptures, and so this is what we'll learn from. In many ways, actually I want to show you two books too, since I'm telling you to read stuff. Two of the finest books on the Sermon on the Mount from different perspectives. One is this one. It's called The Sermon on the Mount by John Stott. You got to get it. It's a commentary, but it's a beautiful book walking you through the entire Sermon on the Mount. If you're interested, go ahead, give it a read. John Stott, a British pastor, scholar, pastor for many, many years, recently passed away. Great book. Sermon on the Mount, John Stott, in what's called the Bible Speaks Today series. The other one, from one of my favorite writers, is a man named Dallas Willard. Dallas Willard is the captain of spiritual formation in the 20th century and the 21st century. He has taken the Sermon on the Mount and has basically written a book on the spiritual life from the Sermon on the Mount, and it's called The Divine Conspiracy. Probably next year, sometime later in 2021, I think all of Trinity Church is going to go through this book, The Divine Conspiracy, Rediscovering Our Hidden Life in God. These two books are really worth getting. Pick up one of them or both of them. I want you to hear something from John Stott as we talk about Sermon on the Mount regarding the nature of this sermon and what it's calling Christians to be. And in a word, Stott would say, in a word, it's calling us to be different. And boy, in our society that we live today, man, is that necessary, to be different, to not sound like, have the tone like the culture around us. Let me read you this paragraph, and then we'll do a few other things before our 5 minutes is up. Here's what Stott says. The followers of Jesus are to be different from the nominal church, just those that sort of have the name tag of Christianity, and different from the secular world, different from both the religious and the irreligious. The Sermon on the Mount is the most complete delineation anywhere in the New Testament of the Christian counterculture. Think about that. Christ is calling his followers in this world to be countercultural because they are to have the ethics of the next world. This kingdom we live in, but we are to reflect the kingdom to come. Here is a Christian value system, an ethical standard, religious devotion, attitude to money, ambition, lifestyle, network of relationships, all of which are totally at variance with those of the non-Christian world. And this Christian counterculture is the life of the kingdom of God, a fully human life indeed, but life lived out under the divine rule. That's where the Sermon on the Mount is going. And it's for you and me who are committed followers of Jesus Christ. For the rest of our time, I want to read to you the Beatitudes. These are the descriptions of those who are part of Christ's team. You don't have to be this in order to earn your way onto the team. You could never do this. But this is a description of the people of Christ's kingdom. And it ought to be a description of you and of me. And in the next days, we will describe what these mean. But just listen to these. As Jesus opened his mouth, he taught his disciples, and he said, and here they are, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." And blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. We'll go into those specific characteristics that each of us in more or less need to be demonstrating as Christ followers. We'll go into the meaning of them. Let me give you the last one again, or the second to the last one. Blessed are the peacemakers. In all of the areas of your relationships, in your tone in the community, blessed are the peacemakers. Are you a peacemaker? For they shall be called children of God. How do people know that we are children of God? By the peace that we make wherever we go. I'll see you tomorrow as we continue Take 5 in the Sermon on the Mount, and we'll start in the Beatitudes. See ya on Wednesday.